Hi everybody, it's Miss Erin. We're going to be doing some activities that have to do with fairy tales. For our story, we'll be reading a fractured fairy tale, which is a fairy tale that's retold in kind of a silly way, so things that you don't expect to happen in the story. Before we get started with that, let's sing our welcome song. So first, we'll need our signs for more, touching our fingertips together, making a big circle with our arms, and friends. Ready? The more we read together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Great job! So like I said, we'll be sharing a really silly story today for one of our activities. So I thought we'd kick things off with one of my favorite silly songs by Jim Gill. This song is called Jump Up, Turn Around, and each time you do a set of directions and you change something, so there's a little bit of a challenge the next time you do it. So let's just start by going over the set of directions we're going to do. We're going to do jump up, so jump, turn around, clap our hands, stamp the ground. All right, let's do that one a little faster and then we'll add in an extra challenge. Ready? Jump up, turn around, clap our hands, stamp the ground. Good job. All right, so get ready for our next one. This time we're going to put our hands up in the air as we do the challenges. Ready? So we're going to jump up, turn around, clap our hands, stomp the ground. Jump up, turn around, clap our hands, stamp the ground. Okay, so we have two more challenges to try. This next one gets even trickier. We're going to try and close our eyes while we follow the directions. All right, make sure you get in a space where you can move around a little bit. We'll close our eyes and we'll do it 2 times. Ready? Jump up, turn around, clap our hands, stomp the ground. Jump up, turn around, clap our hands, stomp the ground. Wow, great job! So that was our almost last challenge. Let's go on to our last challenge now. We're going to hold our breath for the whole time. That means I won't be able to say any words. You'll just have to remember the directions that we were doing. Ready? You can let your breath out. You want to try that one more time? Let's do it. Ready? Great job, everyone. All right, let's move on to our silly story for today. So for today's story, we will be reading Falling for Rapunzel by Leah Wilcox, illustrated by Lydia Monks. This is a story that takes the story of Rapunzel, which a lot of us know, and kind of makes it a little sillier, turns it around from what you might be expecting. So the reason I really like this story is because it incorporates a lot of great rhyming words and a lot of great vocabulary. So let's get started. Once upon a bad hair day, a prince rode up Rapunzel's way. From up above, he heard her whine, upset her hair had lost its shine. He thought her crying was a plea, and sallied forth to set her free. Alas, she was too far away to quite make out what he would say. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair. She thought he said, your underwear. No, Rapunzel, your curly locks. Rapunzel threw down dirty socks. Please, love, just your silky tresses. She thought he asked for silky dresses,
and lace and frill up to his head. The prince's cheeks were blushing red. Rapunzel, do you have a rope? Do you think she'll throw down the rope? What could she throw down that rhymes with rope? Rapunzel dropped a cantaloupe. It burst into pieces on his head. Oh, bad catch, Rapunzel said. Perhaps, he sighed, this is a test. And bound by love, he did not rest. Okay, Rapunzel, how about twine? She heaved out her blue ribbon swine. So swine is another word for pig. By now the prince was feeling hammered, not to mention less enamored. He growled up, do you have a ladder? Rapunzel tossed out pancake batter. It covered him from head to toe. She yelled, it's better cooked, you know. At this the poor prince had a cry, then cupped his hands for one last try. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your braid. Confused Rapunzel pushed out her maid. The maid fell squarely on the prince, quite pleased with the coincidence. She nimbly jumped up off his lap and soon revived the flattened chap. She set the prince upon his steed, then leapt behind with graceful speed. And leaning in close so he could hear, she whispered something in his ear. I fell for you when we first met. He nodded. How could I forget? Rapunzel watched them ride from sight. I'm glad I finally heard him right. I hope if they come back for more, they'll think to knock on my back door. The end. So you can see that story took what you might have thought you would hear in a Rapunzel story and kind of played around with it a little bit, but it still had a happy ending.
So we are going to finish up our story time today by playing a little game that you can try out at home. So one of my favorite things to make when I'm making artwork is a castle, because you can make a castle look however you want. You can add whatever cool things you think would be fun. It's all about what you want to make. So today I'm going to add a little extra challenge that I want you all to try out at home. I have 5 shapes down in my tray here. I have a diamond, a triangle, a rectangle, an oval, and a square. So I'm going to use 4 of these shapes to make a castle. And to give myself a little extra challenge, I'm going to close my eyes and pick out a shape. And then I have to decide how I want to use it in my castle. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pick my first shape here. Ooh, I got our diamond. I think the diamond would be a good tower for my castle because it can stand up really tall. So using my piece of tape, I'm going to put it over to the side here, and that's going to be my first tower. All right, let's pick my next shape. Ooh, I got the triangle. I think the triangle would make a good roof because a lot of times triangles make a roof, right? So I'm going to think, I've got my one, and this already has a triangle on top. So I think I'm going to add my triangle right next door to it and use that for my roof for my next shape that I pick. Another piece of tape right there. There we go. Okay, let me pick my next shape. Ooh, I got my rectangle. Perfect. So I'm going to use my rectangle to make another tower for my castle. think it would be fun to have a castle that has 2 different towers, because I could live in a tower and maybe one of my friends or somebody else from my family could even live in the other one. All right, time to pick my last shape here. Let's see. Oop, I got my oval. So I think I'm going to use my oval to make a pool, because I would want to have a pool at my castle. So I'm going to put my pool right down at the bottom there. So that's our shape challenge. You can either just cut out shapes you want to use, you can draw them, you can just draw a castle, whatever you want to do. But I think it's a really fun way to think about where you might want to live. All right, thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.